So, and we are going to do a Facebook Live, so you guys are welcome to like chat in the background. It might be nice to hear some chatter, but we'll do a quick little interview that'll go on our Facebook and YouTube and stuff. So, cool. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Are you going? This is live now? Oh, we're going. Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Jennifer, and we are ready for our January show, Textile Crusades and Necromancing, featuring Julie Cataldo and Kara Wilson. Woohoo! We have them here to do a quick little artist talking interview, and everything you see today is available online on our website, which will be in the comments on our Facebook. So we can go ahead and jump right into it. We will kind of go from art piece to art piece, I think, so we'll kind of switch off as we go. Okay. And the first one we have today is by Kara Wilson. So Kara, do you want to tell us a little bit about this piece?
Sure. So this is Spring Fever. She has a twin sister on the other wall over there.
I love that it's the she.
Yes. So these are twin sisters. They were my first households that I ever acquired, and they have seen all kinds of different makeovers over the years. I've been super partial to them, but I've decided it's time for them to get to a good home. And I'm really excited for these to find their forever home. On this piece features faux flowers. A lot of them were salvaged from turnip green. Bird feathers. These pages were from Darwin Natural Selection, from McKay's actually. And then the string lights were from a wedding that my husband works, and we actually salvaged those from the wedding. So lots of reused pieces and these.
That is awesome. So just to clarify for everyone watching, this is an actual skull.
Yes.
It's not like fiberglass or plaster or anything. Yes, this is an actual skull. Where did you find it?
So this one specifically comes from a family farm. Both her and her sister come from the same farm, but a lot of the pieces come from different farms, ranches. Some are roadkill, but everything is no-kill because I'm a no-kill artist, so even the insects and things like that were dead before they came to me.
That's amazing. Did you reach out to them, or did they reach out to you knowing that you're an artist that reuses types of pieces like this?
Yeah, so this one, since this was my first one, I actually just stumbled upon this while I was at the farm. I was like, okay, maybe we can do something with that. So for these specifically, I reached out for them, but as time's gone on, a lot of people have reached out to me knowing the kind of work that I do.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you. Yes, very awesome. Thank you, Kara. All right, next we move on to Many Rivers by Julie. Julie, do you want to tell us about this piece?
Sure. It's technically non-objective, but I can't help but see many rivers in it. And I love Harry Nilsson, which that's, he's played at my house all the time. So this is a reclaimed, my husband is a woodworker, so he often comes home with, cast off wood and stuff, so he made me a frame out of cast off wood, and this is just, upholstery remnant and some, like a bed sheet that I dyed and then got the paint on and all that. And the canvas that it is painted on is also reclaimed.
I love the just variety of texture in it. I mean, your pieces, really all the pieces in the show are very textural, but this one is it's just pretty and very finished too. It has a nice chunky frame, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, it makes it just like a little more larger than life.
Yeah, it was fun to do that.
Yeah.
Like to extend out of the normal canvas.
Yeah, and I love it's like, how do I say this? The frame itself is part of the work.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not framed after the piece is finished. It is the piece. So that is a really cool element of it. And again, the scale of it's really nice too. I mean, you can carry this on many walls and not have to worry about any other pieces of art going with it, which is really cool. So did you just have a lot of fun just kind of being free-flowing with this piece?
Yes, yeah, I'm not a planning artist. Some people are sketching things out. I just don't do that at all. So yeah, it's fun for me to just start and see where it takes me.
Well, it's beautiful. And the pieces are really, the colors are really pretty together. It's just a really feminine, earthy piece, and I love it. So thank you, Julie. We actually want to go over to your little, I'm going to call it almost handmade goods.
Yes.
That are very gift-worthy. So Julie has these awesome pillows and a couple of these purses over here, which are inspired by astrological signs. Yeah, do you want to talk a little about these?
These they have an original watercolor painting that is printed on fabric.
Very cool.
And then these are complete reclaimed textiles.
Awesome. And then what was the inspiration behind the signs for those?
Well, so So my friend who had coined the term birthday goddess, and I don't know, I sort of was very inspired by that, so I thought I'm going to do kind of a deity type of image of her.
Almost angelic.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So she's like a birthday goddess.
Yeah.
She's like, that's an Aquarius goddess.
Very cool. I love it. Very feminine. It's beautiful.
Thanks,
Yes.
thanks.
Very awesome. Thank you. And this is such a cool piece.
Thank you. That's my friend Jamie.
Okay.
Jamie is like, she is quiet but sparkly, and I was trying to like just capture her. I don't know, just
Like
her
essence,
thing.
her,
Yeah.
her aura in
Yeah.
this piece. And I feel like you have, I can see a quietness to her, but she seems like she's very
Yeah,
curious,
she has a lot.
maybe?
No, she's so curious.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Always asking questions, always
Yeah.
observing. I can totally
Yes,
see
she's
that.
a scientist.
Tell me about the combination of, you know, the portrait with the clothing. Was this a jacket that was purchased, or did you
Well,
make it?
so almost all my clothes are secondhand or
Okay.
hand-me-downs or something
Yeah.
that I've made from something such as that. But this was a jacket that somebody had given me, and I loved it, and it hung in my closet for so long, but I just felt constricted in it. So I was like, I don't want to just, get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's not what I do. So I painted her, and then I was like, Jamie can wear my jacket.
I love it.
Perfect.
And
So I kind of deconstructed it and
Uh-huh.
tailored it a little and that kind of thing.
you tailored it to her.
Yes. Yeah.
And how does Jamie? Does Jamie know that you make the piece? Like, do your friends know
Well,
that you?
yes, so these portraits that I have here, I did specifically. I texted them and I said,
Okay.
"Take your selfie. Can I please
Oh,
thank you?"
okay.
And so they did. So all these are self-taken by the subject.
Very cool. It's very unique.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. What next? We can move on to Kara. We have a nice little Kara shrine over here. Kara, you want to tell us a little bit about this? And I want to pronounce it correctly. I don't want to butcher it.
No, you're fine. I've been doing Servobite because it's just kind of a fun jab at Cinnabite from Hellraiser. So
Yeah, I would not have gone there. Thank you for explaining that. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this piece is, as you can see, a deer skull. A couple of my pieces, specifically this little area, is kind of a shrine to my love for horror movies. So the deer skull is an homage to Hellraiser, the main character, Pinhead, hence all of the cute little pins in there, which are held together with clay. And then it's got some movie quotes above the eyes.
Okay, gotcha.
And then
Some tears.
Yep, some blue
Okay.
tears. That's barbed wire that's in the snout with faux feathers, and then the rest of it is acrylic paint.
Very beautiful. Very awesome piece. This is just stunning as well.
Thank
Tell us
you.
about Black Phillip.
Yeah, so Black Phillip is an homage to The Witch, which is my husband's favorite horror movie. And Black Phillip is kind of is the evil goat in
Okay.
the movie, so hence the upside down cross. The eyes are spheres of real crystal, and then there's wax on the horns, and then there's clay that makes the eyeballs, and then the rest of it is also acrylic.
How long does it take you to make something like this?
So if you take into account the time it takes to clean the skull, depending on how messed up it is when it gets to me,
Yeah.
it can take several months because the cleaning process itself can take up to 6 months depending on how much tissue is left on the skull. But once that's done, the actual process of clay casting and painting and all of that, it usually just takes me about 1 to 2 months, yeah.
Okay, I never would have expected it took that long to clean something like
Oh
that.
yeah, it needs to take a bath, the longest bath in the world, for like 3 months.
So does it like soak in something?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, I have a designated Rubbermaid container at home
Okay.
that sits outside far away from smelling noses, so.
You don't accidentally put it in the refrigerator and
Right.
for leftovers. Yeah, okay.
Exactly, we
Okay.
have our separate fridge.
Understood. Very cool. And then over here we have watermelon beetle.
Yeah, so that is a watermelon beetle. It goes by a few other names as well. I find that to be the most fun, and it is in a salvaged glass jar that I found from a thrift store. It's got some real crystal in there as well, and then that's faux moss that I painted red to kind of go along with the name of the beetle. The beetle itself is real, and as I said, since we're no kill, I found that intact the way it is.
I love it. This is just a cute little piece that you can put
Yeah.
kind of like on a desk or shelf or something. I love that.
Paperweight.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. Awesome. All right, we can move on to, I believe this is Julie's self-portrait. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so this is called Say What Again. Do you want to tell us about this one?
Like looking at it from over there, I thought, man, I think this is how everybody's looking at 2020 right now. You know, like,
A little skeptical,
yeah,
a little
get out of here. So as I've been doing these paintings, it used to be more about personality and, you know, how you project yourself through your clothing to the world. And like, because, you know, you wear gym clothes and you say, I'm sporty, or whatever. But it's kind of evolved a little bit into almost like not a fairy tale, because I don't want it to make it not be true, but more of like a showing your inner royalty or deity, or, you know, the worth that you have inside, projecting that outside through opulent clothing, or, you know, dramatic
Your
clothing.
inner, like, regalness.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And then, so, questions about the clothing itself. Were these originally sleeves on something?
No,
Or
no,
this
no.
was just a different piece of fabric that you made into a sleeve?
Mostly upholstery fabrics, because
Oh,
I
okay.
love that they hold their shape, and I don't have to
They're
do a
more
whole bunch
durable
of
and-
building up to. Because when I make the clothes, I just have a feel in mind, and then I kind of just build them and sculpt them and drape them and just sew them into place and that kind of thing.
Very pretty, and I love that you painted the necklace. You added a little bit of texture with those beads
some
and.
real pearls.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder, how do you decide what's fabric and what's paint? You know.
Well, usually it's just the hair and the.
Okay, gotcha. Very cool. Again, I love that it adds an element that I've personally never seen before. So unique, so pretty, very textural and almost three-dimensional, all of your pieces. So awesome. Very cool. Thank you, Julie. Okay, next we have another little Kara shrine. We need Kara over here. Kara, do you want to tell us about this awesome functional art piece you've got here?
Yes, so this one would probably best represent turnip green. Everything on here is super salvaged except for the actual light bulb itself.
Okay.
The skull is llama, believe it or not.
How did you go about finding a llama
So
skull?
that was from the same farm
Same
as the
farm?
two cow skulls.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny because I've had people say it looks like a dinosaur skull, and I totally get that.
does, yeah.
But so yeah, it's painted with acrylic as well. It's a repurposed desk lamp that the hood had broken off of. I did actually have a fun time electrocuting myself trying to get this piece functional, but no worries, you won't be electrocuted when you use it. But yeah, so it's a functional desk lamp. The light bulb changes colors. It also has a flash and strobe effect. And those can just be purchased through Amazon and change that out easily. And then it just plugs into the wall, and there you have it.
That's awesome. I see a little bit of like a spray effect too that you've got here.
Yeah, so depending on what kind of lighting it's in, it kind of gives off a galaxy effect.
Oh, okay.
And especially when you program the light kind of to the purples and the blues and the pink spectrum. So yeah.
It also has one tooth up here. I love that.
Yep. she was missing a tooth when she came in. I was like, that's okay. We're all missing something. So.
Oh, that's hilarious. I could not imagine if you ever had a dinosaur skull.
That would be great.
That would be really cool.
I would welcome that with open arms.
An extinct animal skull. That'd be really cool.
I'd love to get a dodo or something.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So, do you want to tell us about this little guy, bird of a feather?
Yeah, so speaking of birds, this one is actually a blackbird skull. This one I found in my backyard, and I have a domestic beetle colony at home, and those are also known as flesh-eating beetles. So this is one of the first pieces that I got to use the beetles for. So they clean the skull for me. And
No way.
Yep, they clean the whole carcass.
Okay.
Leave only the bones.
Okay.
And then so this is the skull from that. And then just a couple of crystals and stones on there, and then acrylic work as well.
Those beetles make me think of the beetles from The Mummy.
Yeah.
The scarabs or whatever they're called.
They're from the scarab family.
Yeah, okay,
so absolutely. Yep.
I just love this. Is just a nice small little unique piece that can kind of go anywhere. Imagine that just like in a powder room or something. You're like going to the bathroom and you see this awesome, you want to look at it for a while, you know, you just kind of like want to investigate and just kind of eye every detail that you've got there. So it's an awesome.
I'm a huge fan of red and black.
Yeah.
You've probably picked up on. I love those, the juxtaposition of those colors. So.
And I think that that color palette works well with your medium.
Absolutely.
You know? So,
absolutely.
Very cool. And then we have another one by Kara, again, speaking of red, called Red Death. And it looks like a mummified bat in
That
scrap
is.
paper, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly
And a
what that
shadow
is.
box. That's really neat too.
Yep, so that is a brown bat. It is very illegal to kill bats
Okay.
just because of their current conservation status.
Okay.
So that's a brown bat that unfortunately flew into the side of my mother-in-law's house,
Oh.
met an untimely death.
Mm-hmm.
And this is before I had the beetles, so I wasn't really sure how I was going to get it clean, so I just decided to try my hand at mummifying.
Okay.
And that's the finished process with that, so yeah.
So this was your first attempt at mummifying?
Yes, yep. So
Have you continued the process with other things?
that's
or?
the only one. That's
This
the only one that I've
okay.
had mummified. It's a little bit more involved
Okay.
than with the beetles. With the beetles, you can just set it and forget it. With yeah, with the mummifying, you kind of have to keep checking back because you have to make sure your salt levels are right,
Okay.
or else it just gets kind of really shrivelly.
Gotcha. And with mummification, I imagine one of the main goals is to have it still look intact in a way too,
Yes.
right? Because
Yeah.
here you have just the bone in the skull.
Yes, so
with a lot of your other pieces. So.
Absolutely. So
yeah.
the goal is to be able to disintegrate the internal organs, basically, so you don't have any sort of smell
Yeah.
or mildew, but then to leave the actual skin, kind of like tanning larger mammals.
Oh, understood. Very awesome. This is, I think, probably the first and only time we will have a mummified piece of art, which is great. So thank you, Kara, for introducing that to the Green Gallery. I love it. Awesome. Okay. And then we have Celine by Julie, this very awesome large-scale piece. Do you want to tell us about this one?
So Selene is a Greek goddess of the moon.
Oh.
So, another deity kind of bring out your bad self
Yeah.
kind of thing. She's wearing moonstones
Very pretty.
for her necklace. All of this was all actually different colors in this, like a neutral color. So I took the same blue and dyed everything and just pieced it together like I did the draping and
Right.
sculpting, that kind of thing. And then this actually has an armature under it, also like wires that come out so that
To let it pop out even
Yeah,
more and give
yeah.
it more of that 3D effect. It's a beautiful, it's eye-catching, This is one of the things, it's very, what's the word? A focal. That's the word I'm looking for. It's very much a focal piece of art. And obviously the scale of it is pretty human sized, pretty lifelike, So, how long did it take you to create this one?
I just got asked that question.
Oh.
And I honestly don't know because my studio is in my house right now.
Okay.
We're building one behind me. But
Oh, awesome. Okay.
I work in the dining room, so
Yeah.
I can go make some bread.
Uh-huh.
Let it rise,
Right.
come back and do.
So it's very broken up. It's
Yes.
not a, okay.
And I'll work on it, for days.
Okay.
But coming back and going away.
Of course. Very cool.
Because some things get tedious.
Yeah, I could imagine with the fabric.
It takes
Yeah.
a lot to
You have to be
this
a
is all
seamstress
sewn
and an
on.
artist.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So.
Yeah. And there's no glue or anything like this is sewn into
Right.
the canvas.
Right. So it's not being removed. She's not changing clothes anytime soon.
No.
Yeah, beautiful piece. Thank you. Okay. Yes. All right. And then we are moving on to the sister of our very first piece of art that we talked about, Flower Child.
Yes, so full circle. This is Flower Child, twin sister of Spring Fever. So she came from the same farm as her sister. Same kind of mirror image of what we had going on with the other one. We've got the faux flowers, the real bird flower, or feathers rather. A little raccoon tail right here. That's real. And then, let's see, Origin of Species, pages from that book as well. And then the string lights again, those were repurposed from a wedding.
This is such a cool piece, such a unique piece, obviously.
I
I
would
love
love
that
for them
you
to go together.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
I would love that.
When you say sisters, were they really sisters?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were just calling them sister pieces of art, but they are actually
They are
sisters.
actual sisters,
Yes,
yeah.
then I totally agree. They should go together.
And a misnomer is a lot of people think, they're bulls because of the horns, but these are actually
Female?
very full-grown, lived a full life females. Yeah.
Wow. I love that you have found new life in pieces. I almost want to call them pieces, items that have otherwise probably would have just
They just disintegrate.
disintegrate, or go into the earth or whatever. So
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. That's very cool. Cool. Thank you, Kara.
Absolutely.
Now we go to another large-scale piece by Julie called Heidi.
Yeah.
Is Heidi your friend again?
She is my sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law.
Yes,
Okay. Very
so
cool.
I had her take a selfie, and I went from there. So this one gave me a bit of trouble because this is my husband's sister, and as I was painting it, I was like, crap, this is Adam. Every time, like, I'm like, I gotta make it Heidi, not Adam.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. So this one took a long time.
That's funny.
But once I got her eyes, I was like, okay, now it's sweet.
What made you turn this one, or how did the creative process work for becoming a tapestry as opposed to your other pieces?
So I kind of was looking at it like, you know how tapestries hang on the walls of castles and stuff like so. And the
back to that
royalty,
regal,
yes, so that's why I did that.
Very awesome, and it's large scale again too, which is nice.
And the canvas itself is repurposed, and of course, everything. Oh, and she's wearing garnets. She loves garnets.
Oh,
Yeah.
Heidi actually
Yeah,
does.
she
Yeah.
does, yeah.
So this is a piece of canvas, and you have strips of fabric over it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you painted directly on the canvas
Yes.
for this? So I imagine you do the painting the face first,
Yes.
and then embellish with the fabric afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll go in after the fabric is on and put the. If there's a thing hanging, I like to also darken it a bit there.
Okay.
To add to
Like
the
a
depth.
shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Even though it already has it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Julie. Oh, well, actually, we can go right here to yours for Mia.
Okay. So this is my daughter.
Oh, awesome.
So when I kind of dressed her like a princess on a pillow, sort of. She's not a little girl anymore, but she's still my little girl. And so she's also got some pins up in here because I thought that added cool texture.
I do love that, yeah. Do
This
you
is the
have
upholstery.
family and friends who are asking when you're going to paint them next?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a line.
I mean, I just met you and I want one, so me.
Yes. I hope to one day actually do commission pieces. I think it would be so fun to
Definitely.
do somebody's loved one, somebody maybe deceased, I don't know, whatever, or
Yeah,
like
that
a
would be a
living
good
person. doesn't
in
matter.
memory.
Yeah, maybe with their clothes.
That's amazing, yeah.
Their actual clothes, I don't know.
Oh,
You
these
know?
are great ideas.
Yeah,
I love
it's-
those
I'm
ideas.
throwing it out in the universe.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Very cool. Very pretty.
Thank you.
All right, and then we have Paige.
Oh, okay, yes.
This is not a portrait, so it looks like
Yeah.
you're going to a different direction with this one.
Yeah, this I actually painted for my sister and brother-in-law's wedding, and I told them they can't have it yet, even though it's been a while.
That's so
But
funny.
it's using elements of the thread in there, and I think that is a rose quartz bead. Just the general soothing colors, but kind of dynamic too.
Yeah, I love both you and Kara have pieces of art that I feel like you can look at for a long time.
Oh, thank you.
There's always something new to find in it, and it's very detailed and again very textural and three-dimensional. So it's not just a piece you kind of quickly glance over. All of the pieces in this gallery, I think, are something you can look at and find new elements in it, after a while. So then we have Mother and Child.
Oh,
you
yes,
as well?
Yes, that is. This was painted in memory of a friend's son that passed away.
Okay.
So I just wanted it to be soothing and maternal
Yeah.
and the deity type of connection to God.
The halo
thing.
type
Yes,
of, around that head,
Yeah, and just simple maternal feel is what I was going for.
I can totally see that. It's such a beautiful and, like you're saying, it's a more simple piece than I think what you have showcased here, but it's still you can tell the connection between, it's mom, it's her child, so it's a very pretty piece.
Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you, Julie. And then we have a couple more by Kara. Kara, do you want to tell us about Wolfpack?
Yes, so Wolfpack. These beauties came from my basement.
Oh, awesome.
So those are some big mamas that I just found in my basement, and then this is more of a simplistic piece. This is just some scrap paper, and then just a repurposed frame, again from a thrift store, and then just a little pop of glitter. So yeah, that's Wolfpack.
I love how you make pieces of art where if someone saw a spider, they would think, or most people would think, ooh, it's gross, or ooh, a spider, but you have a way of making it almost feminine.
You can't hate purple and blue.
Exactly, and glitter. Like, we could put that in like a little girl's room almost, and she'd be okay with it because of the way you placed them and the way you framed it and embellished it. So that's not easy, I would say.
Well, I
to
appreciate
do that.
that.
Yeah.
Spiders are amongst my favorite creatures, so if I can help kind of diminish that fear, that's awesome. So I'm glad to hear that.
Of course. This really cool piece too. Metamorphosis. Do you want to tell us about that one?
Yeah, so Metamorphosis, this is a calf jawbone. This was from a different farm, another family friend. And then it is got a tiger butterfly on top of it. This one was found as is. So as you can see, she's a little damaged. My friend James actually sourced her on the sidewalk for me and kept her in the freezer for a little bit until I could get to her. And then the web is just made with glue and glitter.
Very cool. And I like that you've added a little bit of yellow. A little bit of tie it back into the butterfly. Yeah.
But yeah, so as you can see, spiders are amongst my favorites. So pretty much anything with spiders, I'm all for it. I like to incorporate them into my arts a lot. So.
Very pretty.
Thank you.
Very cool. And then our final piece of the night, we can talk about this awesome Ciervo de los Muertos. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Ciervo de los Muertos. So this is a play on Dia de los Muertos. Day of the Dead is one of my favorite holidays personally. It's a little bit outside of my culture, but I celebrate it in a different way through my pagan spirituality, and I just love what they do in Central and South America for the holiday and how they pay homage to their ancestors and respect their ancestors. So this is a little tribute to that. The skull itself is a deer skull that I got from a family friend, and it is painted with acrylics. These are faux flowers on the top to represent kind of marigolds, which is a popular flower during the day, Dia de los Muertos celebrations. And then it's just kind of featured a few different elements that you can find if you go to a Dia de los Muertos celebration, spider web, the flower eyes, things like that, and it's made to look like a skull on top of a skull. So
That's awesome. And your pieces are very low priced too. It's
Thank you.
$120.
Thank you.
You know, very accessible. And again, I love that you take items that, kind of going back to the spiders, that people might see in a certain negative way.
yeah,
And make them just so awesome and so hangable.
yeah, yeah.
I would love to have this on my wall. It's so pretty. So that's definitely an art, Kara. That's unique to you. You know?
I appreciate that. And speaking of the price, I do price my pieces a little bit lower than what you would see on Etsy and things like that, because I do want this to be more accessible. I do want these creatures to find some sort of place where they belong in the
Like a
afterlife.
new life.
Yeah, and I feel like if they can find a home maybe with someone who doesn't have $2,000 to spend on a deer skull, I don't need $2,000. I just want to find a good home. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Beautiful message. So, well, thank you, Kara. Thank you, Julie.
Thank
Both
you.
of you for being here for this artist talk and this awesome show. This show is running at Turnip Green until January 27th. And again, all the art you've seen tonight can be found online, but also come and enjoy it at the show. Thanks.
The mask doesn't help me put.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's what exactly. That's what we were trying to do. Just get to know both of you and your process and your art, and then that video just like recirculates on Facebook. So great. Which is kind of neat. I don't do that. Facebook just does it. So once it's posted, it'll just kind of keep going. So nice. Yeah. Kara, I just did Kelly bring? I brought you both. Yeah. Oh no. But Kelly didn't tell you also about flowers. So you got two bowls of flowers. Okay. Thank you. Thank you both. Cool. Okay.
Sarah, I would like to buy a watermelon.
Okay. For purchases,
Yes.
are we just doing that online right now, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah,
Happy
we
New
have
Year.
I'll do it. You're welcome to do it on your phone, or I can like do it on my laptop right now.
Yeah, I bought mine. I'll say.
I mean, here to do this technique.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah,
Oh, shit, that is cool.
Very great.
Yeah, yeah.
That is insane.
I'm telling you, it's called Selene. Selene is the Greek goddess of the moon.
Okay.
Goddess, she's got some.
She's kind of got a yin yang thing going on.
Yeah, I know.
Joey, that's beautiful. Congratulations.
That one, I like that one too. That one's cool. Great.
It's Heidi.
What's her name?
Heidi.
Heidi, yeah, that's what's her name.
The best harmonica player in the world.
But she's dressed up like it's like the Middle Ages.
It's kind of look like Heidi on Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
you know, like
Game of Thrones.
fourth
Heidi.
season. You know, like when they threw the kid out the window.
Okay, yeah, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I feel like it's too scary.
Is that another Heidi?
You didn't miss
That's
out.
me.
You didn't miss out.
That's me before the whole head was blue again.
You gotta shrink your eyes.
That's the Julie self-portrait.
No, that is here.
Yeah,
That is
that's
here.
my side eye.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
Trippy.
Yeah, you kind of changed your game up a little bit here. I like it. I like it. Very cool.
Yeah, I've started just getting some people to send me their selfie and then I take it from there.
So Heidi's not gonna buy her self-portrait. Very good.
I don't know, I don't want to let it go. I kind of did it like a tapestry on a castle wall kind of thing.
Mhm.
But it's not, this is just a reclaimed canvas that I got off the wall.
Yeah. It's got a Heidi.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely thereabouts.
Shame you had such an ugly subject to work with, but I can't polish the turd.
Well, I haven't painted it yet.
Oh, are you ready for that?
I don't know, I don't have any hair.
You gotta staple some women's underwear like on top of my head, like if you're gonna do that.
Alright, okay, that's the only way to do it.
No, this
Can I
is
can I buy one of these cool clothes?
You can change your name up.
Really like one?
I like that. I kinda want that.
Yeah.
It's like the Hellraiser deer.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
skull.
it is, with inspiration off of that.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
pinhead
this is,
deer skull.
you're a walker, she went, but I'll let you.
I should have brought some more cash. Wow. Is this yours?
That's,
or-
yeah, that's my
okay.
friend Jamie. And her mom actually bought this. She was like, oh, my mom wants to know if sell that for that.
That is cool. I mean, I remember when you kind of started doing this 3D sort of thing, but it's like wow, your painting skills are up there.
Faces are hard, huh? Faces are hard to do, aren't they?
Sometimes, if I know the person pretty well, it's much easier. Like myself, I
Is that
think.
Mia? It is
Yes,
Mia.
it is Mia.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
You got her face first?
I had to tell you, this one right here is the stuff.
Thank you very much.
So did they get you all?
Yeah, I think I
That
got
one's
Mia's
great.
eyes really
That
well.
one's great.
Yeah, I mean, after her eyes are perfect, I'd say. That's the hardest part to do.
And that's the.
Because Mia's got those really pretty, angular features, like her eyes kind of do that cat eye squinty thing.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny, she sent me a picture of what, like,